Hi everybody, welcome back to Mage Renaissance, episode 44 with me, Sid, and I'm here at the blood altar again. It's a bit empty, we need to fill it, and I need to basically get this up to 10,000, well 8,000 actually, but 10,000 is near enough. Where are we now? Do more to get it to the next bang, and then do some eating, and of course, you know, it's always the same after Christmas. I found a bit of turkey leg left in the fridge. So I'm just eating up the leftovers at the moment, and eventually, once we've managed to get this up to, what are we at? That's at 6, I think, isn't it? 6? Yeah, 6. So as soon as we get this up to 10, we can put this last piece of stone in on my hotbar, and take that all the way up to an imbued slate, which we will need to craft the runes to make it this altar capable of going to 26,000 life points rather than 10,000 life points, which of course is going to take an awful lot of finger sticking as well. So yeah, there's that. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I don't like getting too close to that 0. I have killed myself before, not in this season, but I have killed myself before doing blood magic due to an inadvertent double click right close to the end. Now this is going to take 8,000 life points, so that's the first 1,000, and then it's going to kick off again to make the next tier of slate. And there you go, and then it's going to kick off once more to make the last tier of slate, which is while we're doing that, we'll eat that last bit of and grab that before it eats any more life. So I've got 8 of these imbued slates, which is good because that's what we need. And we're going to make the rune of capacity, which basically requires 8 of these, a whole bunch of stone, which I'm very hoping that I have got a reasonable amount of stone. I have. Like that, and like that. We're going to need to make, well, probably quickest thing to do is run over to the Ember Forge and pull some iron from there. We seem to be largely safe at the moment, which is always nice, so that's a good thing. Something didn't sound right then. Anyway, if I were to go, so I need 3, 8, 16, 24. If I do that, and then take 4 out of there, that should be, oops, not quite, there we go. Right, that should be enough to make a whole load of buckets. An absolute bucket load of buckets, if you'll pardon the obvious pun. I have updated all the mods on this, and I will update the mod pack on the forge at some point, because I'm still getting lag, and I don't know what's causing it, which is a pain, as you can imagine, and I need a crafting bench because that's already got one in. There must be a crafting bench somewhere, of course there is. I always have lots of crafting benches kicking around. Right, whole load of those. So that should be that, and take one of those and go there, and then I need 8 of these runes. So we're going to have that one, that one. Actually no, I won't do these. I'm going to do you, why not, you and you. That's 4, you and you, that's 6, and you, that's 8 whole runes. Now obviously currently my altar is not particularly high level, but this gives me runes of capacity, which means I can go plop, 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 plop. Now the other ones we could do is runes of self-sacrifice. That might be beneficial. That should give us now a tier 4 altar with 26,000 capacity. And you can see That is draining down. That's because there's a buffer tank in a blood altar, which is equal to a percentage of the total. So yeah, that's just a thing. Right, while we're just doing that, here's the self-sacrifice rune. Reinforced slate. And we need the next, I think it's going to be the next one up, isn't it? Master, Magician, Apprentice. Yeah, I think we've got the week. So we wanted to make the first thing is going to be the orb. Orb. That's a week. Apprentice is a block of thing with 5,000. Now we've currently got very little in there, so let's just do that again. And we'll stock this up to 5,000 or slightly higher. What are you at now? Still going down. We'll fill it up. So I'm going to put a whole load of blood in this, and once we've got that, I shall be back. Alright, next blood orb up is, of course, this one, the Apprentice. So we'll whack that in and get that one going. That will give us a bigger life point pool, but it will also allow us to make self-sacrifice runes. Now, they increase the amount of blood you get per finger stab, so I don't want a vast amount of those, but it might... let's have a look. Bang, that gives us a new capacity. I can't remember what it is, but it's a higher capacity. So we could put maybe 8 self-sacrifice runes in, which wouldn't be too expensive. They're only 3,000 per rune, and a bit of glowstone. So if I were to grab 8 of those, I find it a lot easier to keep tabs of what I'm making if I have the right quantity. So you can see in there, there's only 800 essence in there. We need 3,000 per. So let's eat. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. There you go. That should take us up to 4,800, which means I can put one of those in. We'll let it go through the 2-tier thing. Now, normally I would take these out one at a time. I would put these all in at once like I did with the capacity runes. There was no real benefit to doing them any other way. However, again, we're going to need some more smooth stone. I've got more cooked in the nether. I'm just kind of avoiding going there at the moment because it seems to bugger me up every time I go there. Self-sacrifice. Let's have a double check. Self. So I'd need that, and that. You go with a rune there. That's right. An apprentice blood orb there. And glowstone and glowstone. However, when doing it with these particular runes, because these increase the amount of blood you get per self stab a finger, stabby stab stab, it's actually beneficial to do them as they go, because we'll get more blood per stab. So we were getting 200, and we've currently got 1,000. Going down again. Okay, wait till it's finished and settled out. I don't know. Why is that just constantly dipping down like that? I mean, it seemed to stop at a certain point, but I don't know when. Let me just wait till this stops, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, it stopped at 200. So before we were getting 200 per. We're now getting 220. I think that's an increase of what? 5%, 10%? 10%, isn't it? 10% improvement. So in theory, every one of those will increase the amount of blood we get, which will just make it easier to get the big one. Let me get the remaining ones of these orbs done, and I shall be back again in a mo. Alright, last four. I kind of went against myself today. I put a whole load of stuff in, so yeah, it just kind of happened that way. And I didn't bother putting, I put them in twos. Well, I put one and then two in, and then this was four. So in theory, this is empty. And if I go stab, it's got 320 per stab, which is a lot better than 200. Now, obviously, that's draining into the reservoir now. But we need to get a tier 3 orb to start off with. No, not a rob, an orb. A Magician's Blood orb, which is a block of gold and 25,000 life. And we can use that to make a whole load of other things. I'm not entirely sure what they are. But we can make the Master Ritual Stone. We can also make some things like that. The Rune of the Orb, Rune of Self-Sacrifice. Did I make a... yeah, Rune of Self-Sacrifice. That's the one I was thinking. You know that moment when you think, did I make the wrong one? But yeah, there's the Rune of Self-Sacrifice, but there's also the Sacrifice Orb, which is the one which goes in for the mobs. The rune itself. Incense Altar is, I think we can do that to any stage on most of this. Alchemy Table would be useful. And lava crystal, yeah, we don't really need it, but yeah, we do need to make those mimic things. So when you're going to need a block of gold, we're going to need 26,000 life points. That's going to take a certain amount of finger stabbing on my part. So again, rather than have you put up with me going ouch, ouch, ouch for, well, actually just twitching, but you know what I mean. I will get that quickly thrown together and, well, quickly as far as you're concerned at least, and I shall be back in a mo. And there we have it. 26,000 life points in a pool. Now that actually isn't a lot. In a pool it's quite high. And the orbs, the Master Blood Orb requires 40,000 life points, so we are going to need to take that higher. The Rune of Superior Rune of Augmented Capacity, the Rune, or is it now known as the Rune of Augmented Capacity, it will work with the Master and that. So we can take a Demonic Slate, which requires a tier 4 altar, which we've got. So we can go to that, and that is actually more effective. So that's a possibility that we go there once we've done that as well. However, we have everything we need to make things. They should finish it once we get down to 1,000. We should be complete. So that's always good. And it goes down quick because we've got the crafting thing, speed, runes, so that's pretty good. And eventually we shall get to there. Magician's Blood Orb, and that was definitely one that we could use, wasn't it? Master, Translucent, Archmage, Master. Oh, is it? Oh, that's not good. Magician will not make a Rune of Augmented Capacity. That's a pain in the bum. If we've got the mobs dying at the fast enough rate, then we may be alright. We may be able to get away with it, but we'll have to see. Right, and we've got 4,000 left in there, which is nice. Now, the Magician's Orb, we needed to make the Ritual Stones. The Ritual Stones are, we need Reinforced Slates, 3,000 a pop makes 4. Before we do that, we need the ritual stuff, and the ritual stuff is we're going to need a ritual diviner. A ritual diviner uses some diamonds and these. So elemental inscription tool, so magma cream, gas tier, block of lapis, obsidian. Was that 1,000 as well? Yeah, so each one of those 1,000. And then to make bring this one up, we also need to make the Dusk tool, which is a tier 4, and that's a block of coal. We need 2 of those and 2 demonic slates, which requires 15,000 in a tier 4 altar. God. This is going to just eat through food and my blood supply quite rapidly. But let's start off with these. So what do we say? Magma, Ghast, Lapis, and Obsidian. Magma. Ghast is upstairs. Lapis, Obsidian. So we're going to, yeah, the gas tiers are upstairs in the potion area, so we'll get those going. That will give us the first tier of Ritual Diviner. No, let's go over to this one and take one of those. They can require 1,000 each, so we need to stick a bit more blood in, but that's not a biggie. In fact, I'll do that now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's have a look what we got now. Enough. Okay, we'll run that one. And that one. And we'll have that one. Now, you don't need to make a Ritual Diviner, but to be honest, there's no point to not doing this, because the alternative is you make the runes and then you write on them using the relevant crayon, but that wears, well, crayon, the inscription tool. I think if it's a crayon, it looks like a big Crayola crayon. And for that we need diamonds and stick. Well, we can definitely manage those. 4 of those. Sticks. Come on. It's ironic, isn't it? The diamonds, not a problem. Sticks, crap. Okay, and it's a stick, diamonds, and let's just flat that in. There's a Ritual Diviner, and it is currently Serenade of the Nether, Ritual of the Full Spring, Crash of the Timberman, never heard of that one. Green Grove, Interdiction Ritual, High Jump Ritual, Laying of the Filler, Ritual of Suppression, Call of the Zephyr, Ritual of Containment, Ritual of Magnetism, Sated Stomach. But obviously you see there's no Well of Suffering there. So to do the Well of Suffering, we need to get this, and that's going to require us to make 2 of these, which is 4,000 and some couple of blocks of coal, and also those slates, which are going to cost a lot. That's going to be 23,000 each. Yes. You can tell I'm impressed by that idea, can't you? You know what? I'm going to cook, if I can find some furnaces that are not completely clogged up with stuff. I'm just going to cook a bit of this here. I don't want to go to the... I'm curious, and I'll check out towards the end of the episode when I go to the Nether. What I found was the lag came back when I came back from the Nether, and I don't know if it is because of something in this or something else. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on. I need to make 2 of those. That's 4,000 life. So, and we haven't got 4,000 in there. Back in a mo. All right, here's the second one. We've made 1 demonic slate. I made them as far as the tier 3 slate, and then brought them up to that level, up to the tier 4 slate separately. There's no particular reason why that's a better way, or if it may not even be a better way of doing it. There's a Ritual Diviner Dawn. That's see, that must give us even more things. I've got to say, I'm not familiar with what that one gives us, but we can go through to here where we can find the Well of Suffering eventually. Well of Suffering, and now that tells us hold shift for the rune information and hold shift from plus M for augmentation information. Now I'm not worried about the augmentation right now. I suppose we can press shift plus M. Doesn't look that way, but that basically means that we're going to need 40 runes. Okay, because you need 4 to make the master rune. So let us have a look. We are not brilliant for 40 runes. We need 40 obsidian, because master rune is made from ritual stone. Ritual stone is made from 4 plus 4 and your orb makes 4, so we need 40 because that needs those 44 actually. So we need a little bit more obsidian, and we're going to need to stick ourselves in the finger a lot more, because each one of those uses, as we saw, well, if we get the right thing, 4 of those, which uses 3,000 life points each. So a lot more food is going to be needed, and a lot more obsidian. I think the best way to find some obsidian probably is to sleep initially, and then go probably down and find some find the bedroom. Probably to go down to the area where, oh, I'm just trying to move my feet and my laces got tangled. You didn't need to know that. Probably down into the area where we've got our current ember bore, and that there was some. There was. Sorry, I'm just curious as to who's outside. Spidey? What are you? Oh, you can tell this is. That is another thing. Hello. Dead. That is a new one from obviously something. I am assuming the primal mobs, but don't know. Certainly new, whatever it was. Whee. Right, let me stop peeing around and let's get on with what we need to do, which is to go and find some obsidian. And I happen to know where there's a whole load of lava, because of course we left it. Have I got torches? I don't have torches, but I do have a thing. Boink. Yeah, we left. Did I? Well, we've still got a whole load of stuff down here. Yeah, we left this, and there's also some over this side, I think. But what we can do is we can obsidianize that. Hopefully that will not break those illusionary blocks. It certainly looks like it doesn't. And then we'll come here. Yeah, how do I want to do this? Yeah, maybe. That's all right. We'll come in there then. This shouldn't take too long. And then we can pop a block back there, and we've got my little safety net, which will be stood in fact. Okay, I'm going to get a whole load of obsidian. I shall be back in a little while. Alright, we're done. Well, in as far as we've got 40 reinforced slates, and a thing of full thinginess. However, something went boom outside, which normally means a troll. Maybe not. I mean, we got you here, but hi. Hey, Mrs. Witch, how would you like for me to introduce you to the offer of the day. I'm not worried about that stuff now. There's a... Can't hit me. You can, because you're fast. Oh, that was not good. Okay. So what went boom? The poor villager's been stuck up here for an age. He's like, oh, I'm not going nowhere. There's monsters about out there. There's definitely a huge boom. The boom you associate with a troll. Or trollager, as you know, if we're going to stick to strictly accurately to the naming. But no. Apparently not. I don't know what it was. Anyway, doesn't matter. First things first, I did go on a little bit of a ravaging session because I realised I am going through food really like it is going out of fashion. That's fine. So we'll drop off some of that, and we'll keep that, and the steaks can stay as well. Now there is one missing ingredient to all of this before everybody gets excited about this, and that is the activation crystal. So there is a weak activation crystal for low level rituals, there's an awakened activation, and there's a creative activation. I'm fairly certain we don't need that. I think we just need that. So to make that, we need to make the lava crystal. The lava crystal is made with some buckets of lava. God, one, two. I need a couple more buckets because I don't have that many buckets. I also need to go and find some more lava because I've just used the lava that we had. Where's my other bucket? Didn't drop my other bucket, did I? Didn't use my other bucket. Oh, I need to put you away while we're at it, don't I? You know what? It's only 3 iron. It's not the end of the world. We shall do that. I must have dropped it somewhere, which is possible. We are talking about me after all. Right, lava. I'm going to grab that. Let me see what else was needed for that. Diamond, 2 obsidian, 2 glass. 2 obsidian, diamond, 2 glass. So it was 2 glass, 2 obsidian. We'll just stick the apprentice blood orb in there. Diamond and 3 buckets of lava. Alright, let's go grab that. And I'll be back once I've got the lava. Alright, and armed with all of that, let me do that with not a bucket of lava. I have a habit of clicking workbenches with buckets and creating things. Now that, in theory, will run my furnaces. However, 10,000 life points in a tier 3 altar, and it will become an activation crystal. Boop. So we've got you. We need to get down beneath the altar because that's where the thing is going to go. And we've got you, which is now bound to me. So let's go down here. Just take that out. And what we need to do is clear some space. Back in a moment. Alright, so normally I get myself trapped. I have to break my altar to get out of here, but of course we've got the thing. Got a little space under here, and hopefully if we take this and go well of suffering, we should see that this will now fit in here. So if we basically just keep batting at this, it will use the runes and the diviner out of my... Am I one too high? I'm one too high. Okay, right, in which case this all comes out. Oh yeah, we need to go down one. So, where I want, let me just get this right then. Fortunately, this is not a wasteful process, so you know, we're not losing anything. And obviously what we'll do under here is we'll put something pretty in eventually. We'll get, next episode most likely, we'll get a room for the spawners, we'll get some, you know, redstone lighting in there, and the world will be good and happy. We'll also stick some lighting down here ultimately, but we'll get this done first. So I did it there, so we're saying it needs to be here. Ah, interesting. I don't recall that being that low down. So let's do that and see how we go. Ow. Yeah, don't stand in front of teleporting blocks, I suppose, is the moral of this story. And that should be a complete well of suffering. Now we do need to light this up a little bit. I think you're on light, yes. Boop, 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 boop. Let's just boop everywhere. And boop there. That should do. So we have a well. We can get in and out of this. I don't know whether I can actually do this justice as a screenshot, because it's about the only thing. Do we just come back like that? Maybe. Yeah, that should do us for a screen. It kind of, I think anybody who plays Blood Magic will recognise this for exactly what it is. So bang. We probably don't have the power to activate it. You feel the push, but you are too weak. We don't have the life points, basically. And what we need to do next, apart from get this thing in beneath here, is get enough LP in my network, which currently got 4,535, which is nowhere near enough. I can't remember the exact quantity, but I remember it being a lot. So we'll need to do that, and we also need to get a room in there. We'll need a means of getting down there, which will probably use a teleportation from Silent Gems, teleportation gem. And yeah, I just want to see if there's oh, I see you. Die. Die like the bat you are. I don't want to see if there's many more of them harpies around. I've only seen one. I mean, we've got these two fellas. Free armor. What did we get? Very damaged. Oh, curse of binding, curse of starvation. Don't want that. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those. What is going on? What is that particle effect for? I don't know. Anyway, on that note, we're going to leave this. We'll get the well in next episode, and then we can actually start to do something with Blood Magic. And Blood Magic is one of those games which is mods which is so much preparation to get to the point where you can do anything really, really significantly good. And yeah, we're not there yet. So until we are, thanks for watching. Bye for now.